So what do you know about oil patterns?
So oil patterns usually go vertically down the lane, right?
Look at this.
And what happens is like a lot of times
there's no reason to make a front end
lanes
or
will
even an API until,
implement
like,
the oil patterns at 5
Yeah,
board
until
increments and
NFTs
things
are
like
being
that.
generated,
So
like,
let's say
there's no
board
reason
0 to
to
5 or 0 to 10
So I implement,
is
like, the
very
whole,
oily,
like,
but then
admin
10
side
to
of
20
that
is
all,
very
and
dry,
the database
and then
everything
kind
in
of
backend.
the
And it's
mirror
just
on the
sitting
other
there,
side.
Yep.
But
So
doesn't actually do
what ends up
anything
happening
because
is,
it hasn't actually finished.
let's say board 0 to 10 is
you
more
know,
oily.
the meat, the
If you
guts,
throw your ball, even the
What's it,
ball,
Jordan?
if the ball has
Yep, that makes sense.
$200,
I had to rewrite the most recent
best ball
feature I did at
possible,
Braves,
curves like
7
motherfucker,
times. That's so
it ain't gonna turn
Like, at
because
the-
there's
at
too
the
much oil
beginning,
on that
I,
lane.
like, wrote up this whole
But if you
API,
stand
like,
at the
I
same
did.
spot or even move over
API,
10
they're
more
like,
boards
we're
and
not
throw
gonna
it
do this.
at like the
Yeah.
15 board where
And
it's drier,
slowly,
that thing's
over
gonna
the
yeet
last,
into the
like,
gutter.
6 months, I've
So
rewritten
the
it, like,
problem
5
is
times. As it
that
slowly
you
gets
have to
closer
adjust
that thing, I
yourself.
said,
You either have to throw
Yeah,
at
see,
the
I
5
hate
or
that
10
shit.
board
That happened, that's
while
happened
you're
a few times
standing
with
on the
some-
5
some
board,
other, features
so
I've
it
been
goes
working on,
into the
especially with
pocket,
Perfect Game.
or
Perfect
you stand
Game,
at like the 20 or 30
those
board
fucking
and
engineers
throw
in
at like the
Antwerp, I swear
15
to
board
God.
so it curves
They're
into
so
the
stupid.
pocket.
They change
But at
so
that
much
point,
shit,
it's a
like, they're
preference.
like, oh,
I
here's
usually
the
like to
API,
move
this is
left
how it
more
is.
and hit
And
the
then
dry
they'll just go
like
and
the dry
change it,
spot
and
on
all
the
of a sudden
boards
everything's broken.
on the
Nothing ever
lanes and then
works.
have it yeet
So
over. But also it
it's
depends on the
mind-
ball you throw. It's like last night we were just throwing balls that aren't going to curve at all. So you might as well just
Yeah,
stand
I got on Monday or
wherever
or
you're gonna
Sunday,
stand
and
and
all
just
the,
throw it
like,
in a straight
fucking local
line
people are like,
and just
"This
hope
isn't
it just
working.
gets
Everything's
into the
fine,
pocket
I'm
at
green
some
4-4."
point.
I'm like,
Because those balls ain't curving. Like if it hits a dry spot, it might
Then
curve a
I'm
little
looking
bit,
at it all.
but
Yeah,
like
well,
even
our
a dry
century,
spot
like,
is
logging
still
rate is
oily.
super,
Like you're talking
super
about
low.
oil versus a
Super
lot
low.
of
I think
oil.
it's
You're
like
not talking about like
0.05%.
no oil
Nothing
versus
get
oil.
lost.
What's going on?
So like even a dry spot, it just
Oh.
makes the ball
I'd
curve
stop
more,
everything,
just
just
stick a
fix
little
Sentry.
bit more.
Yeah, no.
That's all I got.
And that's what you guys say about oil
That's
patterns.
all I got to say about oil
Big
patterns.
ball go fast.